Well, welcome back, Shawn. This is always one of my favorite questions. We all have influencers, sometimes for a second, sometimes it's for a lifetime. My grandfather was one of my first ones. He used to take me for walks in the park, and I asked him, I called him Zeta. I said, Zeta, how do you know all these people? And he said, I didn't. I smiled at one once, and he smiled back at me. And then he started talking to me. So I talked to him. And then there was another one and another one. And I was 5 or 6, so I understood it, I thought, but I really understood it as we went later on. So I know there's probably multitudes, but can you share with us 2 or 3 people that have been influences in your life?
Sure. I mean, one I articulated when we talked earlier on the webinar, a woman named Frederique Irwin, who I worked with at PRTM. And, you know, it's how we met. But she is truly, I've always labeled her as one of the top 5 professionals I've ever worked with in my life. And she's a neat individual who has a leadership presence about her, an ability to inspire people, and an ability to just be human. And I really have enjoyed that. Obviously, my parents in their separate ways, my dad and mom both through the years, and they continue to, you know, I'm still in conversations with them. I will glean new insights that I've been very fortunate to have for the past 50 years of my life. My wife is always an amazing inspiration. She drives me to be better, to do better, and you know, keeps me in check if I ever let the ego get a little bit too big.
Even though she was even though she was not sure about turning down that Chinese billionaire.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. She was not happy about that, but she you know, she recognizes what is best for me and for our family. And while the Singapore experience in a Chinese billionaire would have been good, it wouldn't have been as good as this journey has been.
Right.
And then the last person I think that's been extremely influential over 20 years has been my co-founder. As I mentioned in the webinar, we did not know each other at West Point. We were a year apart. We ended up meeting in the U.S. Army Ranger School, which is a 70-day misery experience, 72-day misery experience. And we were Ranger buddies. And I will tell you, even through Ranger School, he was an inspiration. But through the years he has been, and as the past 6 years in building a company with him, almost every day I learned something new from him. So,
and I'm sure vice versa too, I'll bet. So thanks for sharing all that. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.